What's up YouTube? Erod212 here with another video. So this past weekend, I went to a toy show in Edison, New Jersey, but focused only on comic books. What did we find? Edison Toy Show. I always go to toy shows just to look for comics. Sometimes you get better deals that way. You know, we do a little bit of hunting and have a lot of fun. This toy show set up in a nice location, very spacious, had some great dealers. My friend Lone Wolf Comics was there, and NRG Comics and Fury Comics were all set up there. And there were a few other comic vendors, not as many as I wanted to see as compared to the last time I went to this toy show. But it was definitely a thing of quality over quantity. But you know what? Let me show you the show floor first, and then we'll talk about what I hunted. There's the show floor. So my focus that day was variants. I was looking for ratio variants, and I'm going to show and talk a little bit about what I purchased. But you know what? Before I do that, just wanted to let everybody know this coming Tuesday, Attack on Tuesday on What Night. Myself, Very Gary, Davis Ryder, starting at 7 o'clock. It's going to be an all X-Men extravaganza. So make sure you come down, check it out. Bookmark the show, and it should be fun. There's always some great deals there with some great books. Also, if you're available, September 17th, King Kong 3. The best local show by far, hands down, in the tri-state area. Just keeps getting better and better every year with better vendors, and just those guys, MTG Comics and Comics, just do a fantastic job there. Everybody raves about it. But enough about that stuff. Let me show you what I picked up, and I'll tell you why I did it. All right. So the first book that I got was this, and this is Alias #1. Amazing David Mack cover, first appearance of Jessica Jones. As we know, Jessica Jones is going to be coming to Disney Plus, and it's going to be the same actress. So that is important. This is a great read. If you have not read it, I think this book, which had dipped for a bit, is going to see a big spike up. Now, reason I bought this, it was affordable. This book in a 9.8 is going for $320, and the last sold on this was $395 in a 9.8. I'm sorry, the 90 day is $395 in a 9.8. Now, in a 9.6, this went for $158 for the last sold, and the 90-day went for $163. So how could you not start picking this book up? I think this is a book that's underrated right now that we should be looking at. The other thing I was looking there for was ratio variance. I know there's a lot of hate right now on variance, but understand the difference between a store variant or a con exclusive, which 9 out of 10 times, 8 out of 10 times don't hold the same value as they did before. And a ratio variant is that a ratio variant is produced by, let's say Marvel does it. So for every 25 copies of a specific book you buy, you get one. So that's your 1 in 25. For every 50 copies, you get 1 and 2 of the 1 in 25s. But you have to buy 50 copies of that regular book. Not many shops are going to get stuck with that much back inventory. So if the title is not a popular title and you get a ratio on top of it and it's a great artist that pops, there are some really good expensive ratios to be hunting out there. 2012, 2013, 2014 seemed to be a prime time for some amazing ratios. Numbers were down across the board. Some titles weren't carrying that much weight, and you were able to pick up some really, really good variants. Speaking of really good variants, let's go with this one here. So this is Uncanny X-Men number 5 from 2012. Now, these are the original Venomized variants. So when these came out, Marvel came up with the idea of doing Venomized variants across the board. I don't know the ratio. I think they might be 1 in 25s or 1 in 50. The most famous one is this one right here, which is the Amazing Spider-Man one by Joe Quesada. And then you have this one right here, which is the X-Force one featuring Deadpool. After that, this is the third one and the one you want to get. Now, this book, the last sold in a 9.6, went for $158, and the 90-day was $163. So, good book to pick up if you get the opportunity, and just killer covers. Amazing covers. Next book I picked up, again, ratio variant, and this one is from 2012. It's this gorgeous Guardians of the Galaxy number 5, Milo Manera, 1 in 25. Milo Manera, I believe Italian artist, did some amazing variants. A couple of them go for really big bucks. His Psylocke, which I do own, goes for big money. There's a couple of other ones that he's done. This is one of the most underrated Manera variants out there. If you see this is a good book to pick up. It's a 1 in 25. Got a great character in Angela, which Marvel now has the rights to, and a short printed book. So this book right here, in a 9.8 in June, sold for $315. The 12-month average in a 9.8 is $321 on this book. So think about that. $300 for this book. I paid nowhere near it. It has to be a 9.8, so make sure when you're buying your books, you inspect them. I'm taking a gamble because I know how CGC is grading right now, but even if not, I'm still winning on this book, even if it comes back a 9.6. So for me, good find in my opinion. And then the last book I picked up is the one that I call it a little bit of a sleeper because a lot of people don't know about this book, but Marvel Team Up number 14 from 2006, and this is the first time that you get Invincible and Spider-Man together. It's also an early Marvel and Image crossover. You didn't get these too often, and this is the first time I believe an Image character crosses over onto a Marvel Team-Up title. So really good book to get if you get the opportunity. I think this book, anything above a 9.4 is a steal on this book. Now, the 90-day on this book is $575, and the last sold was $432 in a 9.8. The 9.6 sold for $149, and the 90-day is $162. So either way, if you can get this book in that $60 range, and you're paying for the $30 for grading and everything else, and you're in at 90, and you still get it, and you can make it up to 160, I think that's a good investment in my opinion. You're almost doubling your money on that book. Great book, but if you take the shot and you get that 9.8, you're in for a $400 to $500 book. So again, inspect your books, know your defects, but ratio variants, educate yourself on them, because there are some good deals right now because everybody is hating on the variance, and the variant game is strong if it's the right kind of variance. Talk to the guys in the communities who really know what they're talking about at Hunt Books. King of the Golden State is a big guy with all of that stuff. Big East Comics, Very Gary, these guys all know their ratios, and they'll tell you there are some really big keys. Roman Curtis is another guy who knows books. I've actually learned from Roman Curtis and just seen books out there that I hadn't seen. Josh Grav and Joke M21, all good guys in this community that you should be following and checking out, because these guys are putting out great content. But ratio variance, guys, keep your eye out for them. So that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to do more stuff like this, just show you some numbers so you can see what my thought process is on this stuff and why I'm picking up certain books. Just a little change up to just showing you the regular books. I think it's a little more interesting and bring you some better content. All right, so check out these videos because there's some great stuff on these. And until my next one,